Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting version of Chip Talks Health. Today, we're going to talk about stress in your gut. All of us are under stress. You might be worried about your job. You might be worried about money. You might be worried about your wife. You might be worried about your kids. You might be worried about the state of your vehicle. You might be worried about 100,000 different things. But if you're like most of us, you're worried about something that creates stress. And what does that stress do? Does it make you weaker? Does it make you stronger? Does it hurt your immune system? Does it hurt your gut biome? Does it hurt your ability to defend your gut biome from other infections? Does it hurt your endocannabinoid system? We will explore those things on this podcast today. So hang with me. Let's first of all talk about really how stress changes our endocannabinoid system. Because again, the endocannabinoid system is our master regulatory system here. It is the system that's regulating everything else. So it's important to know what happens to it during stress. So when you experience stress, and that stress could be physical, that could be emotional, or that could be infective. So you could be under stress because you're super infected with something. So your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, which is your HPA axis, and your sympathetic nervous system light up anytime you're under stress. This releases cortisol and catecholamines, which are epinephrine and norepinephrine. But it's not really making you feel tense. It's literally changing the shape and responsiveness of your endocannabinoid system. So how does this happen? Well, it literally changes the lipid environment. So when you're under stress, and again, certainly if you're over consuming omega-6, which all of us are, we're going to have difficulty making proper CB1 and CB2 neuroreceptors. So under stress and with a bunch of omega-6, which is exactly where most of us are, we're going to have difficulty actually building an endocannabinoid receptor. Those receptors are going to be stiff and they're not going to signal as well as if they're supple and soft and malleable. The other thing that happens under stress is we kick up our degrading enzymes in the endocannabinoid system. So you've got two enzymes that kind of chew up endocannabinoids and lower your tone. And those are FAW and MAGL. And again, under stress, those light up. So you're eating up more endocannabinoids than you should be. And that's lessening your tone, which lessens your really ability to have engineering surface, to control organs, to control tissue systems. So that is not something that we want to have happen. The more basically stress, the less parasympathetic tone, the more inflammation, the more anxiety, the slower the healing. So we don't want that. So the endocannabinoid system is kind of what buffers your microbiome and the external environment and your nervous system from everything. And again, under nervous stress, it's going to get degraded. And that makes sense. So the other thing that happens under a lot of stress is that our bile and stomach acid processing get messed up. Now, if you've listened to previous versions of the show, we've done some shows about the importance of bile and stomach acid. And so if you're not generating enough bile and stomach acid to digest your food, you're going to have issues. You're not going to absorb nutrients. And then if you're not filling up your tank, basically filling up your entire stomach with stomach acid, that is going to leave your stomach open to colonization by SIBO and H. pylori. And those are the two most prolific parasites. Those are the three most prolific things that we see in people informationally when we scan them. So the digestive tract, again, is one of the first casualties of a stressed out endocannabinoid system. So if your endocannabinoid system is stressed out, again, how does that happen? Just any kind of fight or flight. The sympathetic dominance under stress tells your body to stop digesting. Now, doesn't this make sense? I mean, if you're being chased by a lion, you don't want your body worried about digesting your food. You want your body worried about thinking, making good decisions, and running fast. So that's exactly what happens in sympathetic dominance. We begin to reduce our vagal signaling. And what that does is it drops our ACH. And again, that just means less stimulation of the acid building cells in our stomach. So if you're under fight or flight, you are not going to be able to make stomach acid in the same way as you do if you're not. And it's a signaling thing. It's a signaling thing, right? Because you're basically, I'm running from the tiger. Why in the world are you asking me to make stomach acid now? So that's not good. And again, that's going to leave you wide open for more infection of SIBO and H. pylori. The other thing that happens is bile flow stagnation. So the liver and the gallbladder are under parasympathetic control. So low vagal drive and high cortisol lead to poor bile synthesis and sluggish gallbladder contraction. So what does that mean if this is happening? Well, food's going to sit in your stomach longer. It's going to be more subject to fermentation, which is mean you're more subject to basically SIBO. Reflux, bloating are going to be the consequences of having a bunch of excess fermentation. You really don't want protein to ferment in your gut. That is not a good situation. So carbohydrates, those kind of feed some good bacteria and also some bad bacteria. But you just don't want a bunch of stuff fermenting in your gut. You want a nice movement and nice motility throughout our gut area. So under stress, again, you're going to just move slower. So you're going to be more prone, let's say, to constipation. Now you may have a lot of diarrhea, and that could be because you're infected with something, but just, naturally and normally under stress, you're going to be slow. Your motility will be slower. Your proteins aren't fully denatured. And so, you're not breaking down protein the way you should. And sometimes you're even fermenting it. And that creates bad intermediaries and just stuff that, your body doesn't really need that it's trying to make. Your fats aren't fully emulsified. Now, the most important thing that you absorb is dietary fat. If you're not emulsifying your fats, you can't absorb your fats. You'll just poop them out. You'll have greasy, waxy stools, that look like they've just got a bunch of animal fat almost in them. And so that's not a good situation. The other thing that happens too under, again, this lack of stomach acid situation is you won't be able to absorb vitamins as well. And especially fat soluble vitamins, and then also make B12. So B12 requires an intrinsic factor that only happens when it's activated by stomach acid. So you have to have stomach acid in order to absorb B12. Unless you get it injected, right? Vitamins, you can get injected and you bypass all of this. But, if you're eating them, then anything that you're eating is going to be subject to these altered processes because of stress. Okay. And so the other thing about stagnant bile is it is just the perfect playground for a bunch of different pathogens, but SIBO and H. pylori both like stagnated bile. So the more stressed out you are, the more they like it, the more it favors them. So basically, stress tells your stomach and gallbladder to shut down while you run from the lion. So you're not operating the way that you should if you're under stress and strain. Your digestion is not going to work the same and all that. And we're going to talk a little bit about how we relieve stress. Nobody can make your situation different, or really nobody can take away your stress but you. But there are ways that you can prepare your body and kind of, let's say, slow your body down and make your body more receptive and less a slave, to these stressed out processes and all that. So if you're under stress, are you more open to infection? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as soon as your endocannabinoid system gets off, and as soon as your digestion is off, you're a sitting duck. Again, you're going to have all manner of infections. Your immune system is going to be working way harder than, people who don't have those problems are. So you have a lot of crosstalk between your endocannabinoid system and your immune system. And normally it's CB2 activation on immune cells that kind of calms down an inflammatory response. So your initial inflammatory response is kind of like a big explosion. Hormones shape charge that explosion, and then CB2s kind of calm it down if it gets too much. Now, right now, all of us are hyper-inflammatory and hyper-tweaky. So CB2 action really helps our function right now. And, beta caryophyllene is a great way to hit CB2 without ever looking at a cannabis plant. Okay. So, as our ECS tone drops, our CB2 receptor signaling weakens. So the more stress, the more brittle our CB2 receptors are, the less signaling we have. And again, that's just going to continue to increase this inflammatory reactive, nightmare that a lot of us are under. If we have microbiome imbalance, and certainly if we have low bile and kind of a screwed up stomach acid system, we have a lot fewer natural antimicrobials. So your kind of normal system of antibiotics and antimicrobials is broken. And if that happens, you're going to get infected with things like H. pylori, candida, parasites, which are also called helminths, hook, round pin, tapeworms, and also SIBO. You're going to be way more susceptible to small intestinal bacterial overgrowth if you're stressed out, affecting your endocannabinoid system, affecting your gut. The other thing that happens is tight junction breakdown. So if you have something, or if you've been diagnosed with something like IBS or Crohn's or leaky gut, this is what causes leaky gut. Infection will also greatly contribute to this. But again, if you're stressed out, you've got a lot of cortisol and inflammatory mediators, and those degrade these tight junctions and allow a lot of transit back and forth between bacteria and your blood system. And that is not what you want to have happen. That causes all manner of, let's say, diseases, which I would call symptoms. But, once these guys get out of bounds and in your blood, then they can affect your thyroid. And guess what? Now you have Hashimoto's, or infect your, pancreas. And now you have type 1 diabetes. So you don't want these guys to get out of bounds. You're not catching more bugs because your environment changed. You're catching more because your internal defenses have gone offline or degraded. So we don't really catch things or get sick of things or sick from things because we're exposed to them. We get sick and sick from them because basically our defenses are down. So it's more about how we're building our walls, how we're building our border walls, so to speak, than it is what's trying to come over the wall, if that makes sense. Not to use a political analogy, didn't mean to do that, but you guys get my drift. So what are some natural ways that you can, again, you can't put more money in the bank. You can't, take away your kids' heroin addiction, or, your wife's, lack of budgetary experience, or, whatever's stressing you out. Right. So you can't really, well, you can, that's up to you to change your stressful situation. But let's say some of those things are beyond our control. So how do we adapt, and how can we calm ourselves down so that these stuff don't affect us as much as they would normally, or if we're not thinking about it? So here's something that's super good to do, and this is good to do anyway, is if you sync your breathing to your heartbeat, that is very advantageous. And so the way that you do that is you breathe in for 5 seconds, and then you breathe out for 5 seconds. And you breathe in for 5 seconds, and you breathe out for 5 seconds. And this syncs up your vagus nerve with the rest of your function. It begins to balance you from fight to more digest. Okay. So if you're breathing quicker and all that, you're in fight or flight mode, and slowing everything down puts you more in digest, motility mode. And this primes your acid and bile secretion for improving digestion and nutrient absorption. The other thing that's really important to do is about a 10 or a 15-minute walk after you eat. So again, this just like a horse, right? So what do you do if a horse is bloated and gassy? You walk them. What if you do if a horse is overeaten? You walk them. So same thing with us, as we eat, if we can get up and kind of be active and not uber active, just, walk around a little bit, move around for 10 to 15 minutes. That will really help you move your food through your complex. It'll kind of get everything going. It'll get the muscle contractions going. And it also helps balance blood sugar, believe it or not. So if you're high glucose, just getting up and doing this will knock that, resultant high spike down a little bit. And it just begins to resynchronize everything. The other really important thing to do is feeding your endocannabinoid system. So all of this, every single bit of it, is regulated by your endocannabinoid system. So if you have a disbalanced and malnourished endocannabinoid system, then you're not going to regulate the way that people with balanced and regulated balanced and nutriented endocannabinoid systems will. So what are the main precursors for your endocannabinoid system? Omega-3 and omega-6 fats. We all get plenty of omega-6 fats right now. We all need to increase our amount of omega-3s. So where we miss in this is omega-3s. All of us benefit from more omega-3s. All of us benefit from omega-3 supplementation. Omega-3s are the most powerful supplement I could ever tell you about because they affect so many different systems and are such a high level thing. Again, they're the main precursor, those in omega-6s, for our master regulatory system. So if you're deficient in things you need to run your master regulatory system, you ain't going to regulate right. All right. And that's just the bottom line. So eat more omega-3s, and we all need to balance this. This eventually will be a thing. Like, if we had every single package of meat labeled with omega-3, omega-6 ratio, this wouldn't be such a big thing, but we don't have that right now. So naked and afraid, we eat way too many omega-6s, and we all need to balance with omega-3s. Again, super duper duper important thing. And again, I talk about it in every video. So if you guys haven't gotten this idea, you ain't listening. Listen better. All right. So also include polyphenols. So polyphenols are really important for oxidative stress. And then they also inhibit FAW and MAGL. So again, under stress, you're kicking up these degrading enzymes that cut down the veracity of your endocannabinoid system. Eating polyphenols inhibits those nasty degrading enzymes, and that naturally will raise your endocannabinoid level. If you know someone who has autism, or if you have an autistic kid, polyphenols, they help in two ways. So they help kick up the tone of the endocannabinoid system. It's the only thing that all autistic people have in common. They all have lower circulating endocannabinoids, but this helps kick them up. And then polyphenols help with oxidative stress, and that's a big problem in autism. So it's not, this isn't a root cause thing. We don't know what the root cause is of autism right now. I can tell you what the pathology is, but I don't know what the root cause is. I don't know what causes it all, but I can get in the middle of that pathology and help it. And so polyphenols are a way to get in the middle of that pathology and help it. The other thing is that we all need to stay hydrated and mineralized. So there's important trace minerals that we all need and metals. And then we also need B vitamins for really our endocannabinoid system to work right. So and B vitamins are water soluble. Again, where we miss nutritionally is in essential nutrients. So we need to balance omega-3, omega-6 fats. We miss in omega-3s, supplement with omega-3s. We need 9 essential amino acids plus conditionals. We miss with the conditionals. We need to supplement with collagen. Vitamins, trace, metals. We need the trace and the metals in vitamins. Most of us miss with B and C vitamins because they're water soluble, and you need to take a B and C every day. You'll kind of store some of the other stuff, but you won't store B's and C's. So we all need to do that. The rhythmic practices. So again, the more you can get in a rhythm with nature and things around you, the biggest influence on you every single day is the sun. The second biggest influence on you every day is the earth. There are natural rhythms to those things. There's a Schumann resonance that's at 7.83 hertz. So that's about 7 beats per second. And then there's a big picture resonance that's associated with the sun, and you entrain to that. So even if we didn't have a clock, you would be running on a 24-hour cycle because you entrain to the sun. So we have these big things that we entrain to, and we need to understand how these things affect us. and then when proper eating windows are, nutrient windows are, all those type things. And we don't even, begin to do that right now, right? But we need to understand these rhythmic practices, and that'll translate all the way down to this breathing. Breathe in for 5 seconds, out for 5 seconds. That syncs your breathing with your heart rate. Your heart rate is already synced with your circadian rhythm, which is synced to the sun, which is cool stuff, I think. If you want to really study cool stuff in science, start trying to study the sun. It is the most, and your relationship to it, or the earth, it is super occulted, meaning that it's hidden, hard to study, not a lot of information. You have to dig in a lot of crazy places. But anyway, getting back in sync, let's say with nature, really helps knock down our stress level. Now, if you're looking for supplements, again, we have supplements that will absolutely knock down your stress level, and they will put you, let's say, more in balance with these natural rhythms. So in TrueMedX, we have a product called Calm. So we have a Calm tincture, and it's based on terpenes and some cannabinoids, but non-psychoactive cannabinoids. So it's a real nice way to kind of gently calm down. It's got some nice ancillaries. So it's reported to cut a fever. It should and does, reported to, work like a Tylenol. In fact, a little bit stronger Tylenol. So our Calm tincture is something to keep around your house, and really as a Tylenol replacement. It's safe, it works good, doesn't have much of a head effect other than just to kind of calm you down. So it's a nice product. We also have our mitochondrial tablets. These really help the function of our mitochondria, so they help the mitochondria work better. Now, ultimately, we've got to make sure that we're getting our essential nutrients. And again, we have a omega-3 supplement, we have a collagen supplement, and we have a multivitamin that's got everything that you need, including trace and, essential ingredients. So trace and metals, sorry, but it's got everything that you need in it. So we have these in the TrueMedX, let's say, lineup. And again, first thing, always, we've got to meet our essential nutrient needs. If you're not doing that, you're going to suffer. You're going to be more open to infection, more susceptible to things that stress you out. So we've got to meet our core nutritional needs. And again, we can do that through TrueMedX, or I can tell you how to do that. And I've done lots of podcasts to tell you how to do that. Omega-3, omega-6, 9 essential amino acids plus conditionals, vitamins, trace, and metals. Okay. But anyway, in our mitochondria, so if we're meeting our essential needs, and let's say we do get infected with something, kicking up the horsepower of our mitochondria will help us deal with that faster. Kicking up mitochondria just helps them go better, helps them do their work stronger. So mitochondrial supplements help in all this. They also help, the brain go good. The other thing that I would recommend is coming in and seeing if you're infected. So within Neighborly Wellness Clinic, we've got a way, and it's informational. It's not a diagnostic, but it gives you a lot of information about what you might be infected with. And I would highly recommend that you do that. So if you're dealing with a lot of stress, again, realize what that stress is doing, and realize that that stress is as powerful as being completely malnourished or completely infected with something. But if you are malnourished or infected with something, it's going to make the consequences of that stress a lot more. There's things that you can do, even though you can't control maybe some of those circumstances that are putting stress on you. There's things that you can do for your body to not let that stress so severely affect you. Anyway, we'll leave it there for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this version of Chip Talks Health. We'll be back next week with another exciting version of Chip Talks Health. See you guys. If you're listening today and realizing, yep, that's me, I hurt when I eat, don't worry, you're not broken. Your body's just trying to tell you something. At TrueMedX, we've put together what we call the Gut Harmony Bundles. Simple, natural systems to help you cleanse, restore, and rebalance your gut terrain. These are the exact same tools Cindy and I take in our own wellness programs, and we see great results with these every day. If you're not sure where to start, just give us a call or message us. We'll personally point you towards the best starting point for your situation. You can learn more at TrueMedX.com or come visit us at Neighborly Wellness. Let's get your gut back in harmony naturally.